Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, I got kind of an interesting one for you here today, and we'll get into why I think that. But this, of course, is the Kizer Feweed. Man, I hope I'm saying that right. But the one cool thing about this is it was actually the winner of the Kizer XU design contest. Their design. So that's pretty cool. Now, I'm going to show you the designer's name. It's right there. We'll just say Vu for now. I really don't want to... I want to give this person their respect, and I do not want to butcher their name, but we'll say Vu for right now. But Vu won the Kizer XU design contest, and this is his design, the Feweed, which is very, very cool. What I think is so interesting about this knife really doesn't really have to do with the design or anything. It's the fact that there are four different versions. Four different versions come in four different carbon fibers. This actually is the Toxic Storm version. But the other three carbon fiber versions, well, all four have different blade steels. This one comes in at S90V, but you've got S35VN, S45VN, Z-Wear, and then, of course, the S90V. You don't see that a whole lot. Obviously, we'll see, the same model with different, inlays or cover materials or whatever the case may be, but you don't often see it every single version having a different blade steel. Four versions, four different blade steels. I just thought that was kind of cool. So there'll be links down in the description, the comments. Feel free to go check it out. But today we are checking out the Toxic Storm and S90V version. Now, of course, this came to us in last month's monthly Knife Club box. Titanium, the Toxic Storm carbon fiber, looking at the frame lock for sure. And as always, I'm going to do my quick little, that is done very, very well. That the relief for the frame lock has been, it's been touched up just perfectly. And there's no stickiness, no sharpness, no anything. Very, very well done. Kind of got that floating backspacer-ish look to it. You do have a spot for you got your lanyard post there. You do have pocket clip. It is right hand tip up carry only. Obviously, you tell by the curvature. And, well, there's really no place to mount it over here. But it does keep that show side nice and clean. I've got had a couple comments on some videos recently where people were looking at, titanium handles and having a reversible clip. I know that's good for our left-handed friends, but a lot of people think, it's just not aesthetically pleasing. You don't get that clean show side. So I get it. I get both. But we've got a couple of different methods of deployment. Obviously, you've got the thumb studs. You have the front flipper here. Now, the front flipper, it does protrude up a little bit. It's not too crazy. We're not really going past the tip of the knife, really. It doesn't protrude out too far. Still, probably not my favorite design for front flippers. Obviously, I kind of like when the mohawk, where they hug in, and it almost turns it into a top flipper, basically. But overall, the fit and finish is done very, very well. Like I said, when a company takes that extra time to make this right, and this one is done very, very right. So, fit and finish, looking good. Oh, and our transitions are pretty good. I can kind of feel it up here just a little bit. On the tops, they do protrude out just a little bit, and I know that's probably going to be hard, but they don't sit exactly flush. But I will say they are pretty much uniform. So that has to be by design, that they protrude just a little bit, because it's my guess. I don't know that for sure, but it's very even all the way around. So looking like that's how it's designed. But deployment methods, thing jumps out there off that thumb stud. 100% drop action is fantastic. Now you do have the front flipper as well. it front flips very easily. Well, for someone like me that's had to practice with front flippers quite a bit, I usually have to practice with everything. That's okay. Now, reverse. Can I do it? I've done it a couple of times. I'm not even going to try. It's not an easy one. There you go. Somebody that has to practice. Yeah, see? That stupid finger got in the way. It got the stud. So, very nice. So, overall fit and finish action, we're in. Done nicely. So, spec check. Let's get back here. Overall, we're looking, again, we're pretty much in that 7-inch knife, 4 and 3. We might protrude, might not be exactly 4 and 3, but it's close enough. Cutting edge, pretty much a full cutting edge. It's going to be just shy of 3, 2 and 7/8. And then your grip length, point to point, you're coming out about 2 3/4, but then you can extend it out to almost 3 1/4. And there again, that's kind of how it fits in my hand. We've seen another knife recently that was pretty much the same. My 3 fingers fit in the point-to-point groove very well, and then my pinky rests on that flat edge, which no issues at all. Now, we do have a choil. That is not a finger choil. Yeah, no, that is not a finger choil. If I get a good grip, yeah, no. Nope. Sorry, no finger choil on that one. It is a larger sharpening choil for sure. Oversized sharpening choil, if you want to call it that. And a little bit shy of the bug out. 1/4 inch on the blade. Handles are really close, so loses about 1/4 of an inch on the blade to the bug out, which of course means our PM2 is going to be much larger. Larger, in fact, I got to zoom out a little bit. There you go. So definitely smaller. 7-inch knife. Gonna get our weight. All right, starting in grams. 92 grams or 3.2 ounces. Not bad at all. Get the pocket over here. Goes in fairly well. There again without, the titanium clip. We're not gonna, gotta get it. Now, there we go. Must have been catching, I think it was catching on that front flipper. But it bottoms out. It's not bad. It's actually a lot more low profile than a lot of the milled clips we had. I know some folks don't really like the single screw for the pocket clip, but it's pretty tight. It's not moving around or anything like that. So, fit and finish, I'm going to call it good, just because, like I said, these do protrude a little bit, but they are very uniform in how much they protrude. So that has to be by design. They weren't designed to be flush. Like I said, I don't know that to exactly be the case, but that's just the way it feels to me. So fit and finish definitely gets very good marks on the fit and finish, especially for that spot. Action, yeah, it's a dropper. Jumps out there on those thumb studs. I just love that snap, man. It's to the point where it kind of almost gives it that assisted feeling, just how it snaps out there. Front flipper, it does front flip easily. It has the thumb studs. That's what I'm going to be using. I probably won't even touch that front flipper much anymore. The action is just so good on those thumb studs. Absolutely. And, of course, ergos. It's feeling pretty darn good in hand. That clip is low profile, so I don't have an issue with that. Like I said, my first 3 fingers fit in that point-to-point grip pretty darn well. And then my pinky just lays right there on top of that flat spot. No issue. This kind of harpoonish style blade. We've got a nice landing pad for my thumb. Actually, my thumb lands in there pretty much perfectly. So I get a very good grip. Definitely not going forward on this. I'm just way too close to the heel of that blade, and it'll get me for sure. So Vu, you've got a very nice design here. Now I don't know if it was Vu, if it was Kizer, on how they decided that the 4 different versions would have not only the different fat carbons, but the different blade steels as well. Like I said earlier, 4 versions, S35VN, S45VN, Z-Wear, and this one at S90V. Now these are coming in, this one is coming in at $179. I will leave links down. I believe they were all the same price. But I will, like I said, there's links if you want to check them out. Please feel free to do so. But very cool. Very cool. Love the fact that I got to check this one out. Coming from Monthly Knife Club. We should be getting our next Monthly Knife Club blocks here anytime. So we'll see what comes in this month. But thanks a lot, guys. Greatly, greatly appreciate you. Can't thank you enough for all your support. Like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Until next time, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.